Okay, what's going on? LBHT Crew B, what is going on?
I'll tell you, football is back. Is what's going on. There was a game last week.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch it, but it was back.
I watched a good portion of it.
I watched some of it.
I watched a good portion of it, and there's a game tomorrow. What?
There's 2 games tomorrow. Okay.
Wait, who's the other game?
Oh man, I can't remember. I believe it's the Patriots and somebody.
Oh, okay, we don't care about that. We're here for the Ravens.
Wow.
We're gonna watch all of them because we're football fans. All right, let's get a couple of shout outs. I'm gonna turn my camera off real quick because I gotta adjust my camera for a minute. Otherwise, it's gonna be a major distraction here, and we don't want that.
Ferris's Giants and the Patriots.
Oh, we do care about it then.
That's right.
Ferris cares about it. Shout out to the chat, man. Ravens Online Gatekeeper is in the house, man. He says LBHT about that time. Yes. Oh, you got it, okay. You got it. You on it. Yes.
What's up, Andre?
Andre Miz is in the house. Yes. Shout out to you.
D Weezy, what's going on, man? You'll see him later on tonight.
Yes. With the lunch money bets. Yes.
Just Aloe, sir.
Thanks for coming through. MJ. That's what's up. What's good, y'all? Thanks for coming through. Raven Ron says, "What up, LBHT? Let's get Roquan to replace Queen." No, we're going to talk about that.
Up, Kimberly.
In
a while.
Yes. Well, because football's back. Kimberly's like, look, I'm a one sport person, all right, and it's football time, so she's back. Welcome back, Kimberly.
Yes.
Yolanda's in the house. Says, "Good evening, LBHT family. Thanks for coming through." Yes. All right, King 95. Shout out to you. Big Reg is in the house. Okay.
What's up,
all
King?
right.
Reg.
Yeah. All right. So look, y'all want football? We're gonna talk football. We're gonna talk a little basketball too, because my Brooklyn Nets got a problem with KD. I got a problem with KD, and I'm a KD fan. All right. Still love KD, but the shenanigans must stop. Okay. They're ridiculous even for me. And I am for the shenanigans most of the time. Okay. Shout out to Eric L. Says, "Greetings, everyone. Hope all is most excellent." Shout out to you, Eric L. And thanks to everybody that came through on Saturday for our live stream for Ring Kings podcast. We had a lot of fun with that as well.
Yes.
All right. And we are streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Facebook is still down. I don't know, man. I Facebook is just.
Are we upset about it? I don't think so.
Look, there's a couple people that watch on Facebook. Like we got to get it back.
They can navigate to YouTube. Not a big fan of Facebook.
But look, the good news is we're here, right? We're also, if you're an audio podcast listener, we're everywhere that you have a podcast, Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff. All right, so we are everywhere. Okay, but let's get to the show. We got a lot to talk about, and we're going to keep it within an hour. Okay, maybe about 15 minutes. We're gonna keep it.
It's funny because I'm sure most of the people have heard of Jenkins and Jones, the Jenkins and Jones podcast.
Yeah.
And I saw them post a new episode the other day, and I was looking at the timestamps, and they get to like 30 topics in an hour, and like there's no overtime or anything. Like it's we're out at an hour because they only spend like 2 minutes. And I feel like we need to learn some lessons.
But I feel like we're so far away from that. Let's try to get through 3 topics in an hour. All right, so let's get to it. But we like to start every show with a Black History fact, and B has a Black History fact for you.
Yeah, gonna keep it real quick tonight.
2 minutes
tomorrow. Okay, well, I mean, now the pressure's on. Tomorrow, August 11th, is the anniversary of the birth of John Rosamond Johnson. He was born August 11th in 1873. He was a composer and singer during the Harlem Renaissance, best known as the composer of Lift Every Voice and Sing, which is the Black national anthem. He composed it. His older brother, wrote the lyrics. He was also he composed a lot of Black music. He did a lot of plays, little operettas they were called, which were kind of famous for having mixed race casts. He would cast Native Americans, He had a love scene between a black actor and a Native American actress, and it was really well received in a lot of communities. He was also the first deputy marshal of the, let me get the name right here, the Negro Silent Protest Parade in 1917. The first parade of its kind was when 10,000 Black people kind of marched down Fifth Avenue in New York, protesting the 40-plus lynchings that had happened earlier in 1917. There have been a couple more since then. Most recently, there was one in 2017 to kind of celebrate the 100-year anniversary. But yeah, J. Rosamond Johnson, the composer of the Black National Anthem, born August 11th.
All right, August 11th is also my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, early happy birthday to my sister.
Not
Janisa.
As much of a Black History fact, but happy birthday.
It is, okay? It's my sister, all right? The sister of the lunch break hot take, all right? Yes. Early happy birthday to both. And shout out to Couch Rider, who's in that house. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. Yeah, Couch was he was a little excited last week over Prochet. He wanted to remind us of a bet that we had with them. Well, Prochet, okay, 800 yards and 5 touchdowns. That's the bet. All right, okay. All right, I was at practice. I saw Prochet up close, man. He looked good. But I'm here to tell you, I feel very confident I'm going to win that bet. Yeah. All right, okay. So we're going to start with some drama. We're going to start with some NBA drama. I know you guys are here for some football, but I need to get this off my chest. See, you guys don't see what goes on behind the scenes, right? If I don't talk about it on this show, B just every day, I'm just in B's ear about this, okay? And B don't want to hear it, all right? B's just like, whatever. So, look, we got to get this. I got to get this off my chest, all right? Kevin Durant.
Wait, hold on before we go. Did we say shout out to our guy Shug?
Hey, what's up, Shug?
Who has a brand new Ravens podcast. Y'all need to make sure you subscribe to that as well. Shug, you can go ahead and drop the link in the title in the chat.
Ravens and Steelers, because he's a Steeler fan. But his
brand new Ravens podcast with his boy Colin. Yes. And shout out to Coach Evans, Sip to Tally Films.
Says, good evening, good people. We were on his show last week. That was a great stream. Mm-hmm. We streamed for over 2 hours. It did not feel like 2 hours. It was a lot of fun. A very deep, detailed conversation about the Baltimore Ravens. So make sure you check that out. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. All right. Kevin Durant, B. Mm-hmm. What is this? What is this guy's problem? What is wrong with him?
He's a weirdo, and then he went to Brooklyn and they let him do weirdo things with his weirdo friends. And now, since he didn't deliver on his end, which was, getting them a championship, they started to try and kind of tighten things up. And he don't like that because he's a weirdo and he's been enabled. So now he wants out.
Yeah.
The talk is that he wants to go to Boston or Philly. And I had said before that I thought Boston was the perfect spot to trade him. You get yourself Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, some picks, and you're still a very good team. And KD can go do weirdo things with Jason Tatum now. But the story now is that part of the problem there, Boston did not want to include Marcus Smart, and now we're hearing that Kevin Durant wants to play with Marcus Smart. So that may be part of the reason why they were reluctant to include him in trade talks. And I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm reading that, and I'm like, is another team really going to jump in on the do whatever Kevin Durant wants thing immediately, like 3 months after it fell apart in Brooklyn?
All right, listen, this hurts, right? Because I'm a Nets fan, and I was hyped to get KD and even Kyrie. Even though we're talking about weirdos, Kyrie's a weirdo too. Whatever. I don't care about players' personalities. I don't care what sport we're talking about. I don't care about the personalities. I just want them to show up. And shout out to OTR Mike for checking in, man. Appreciate you coming through. 1/3 of Ring Kings podcast.
Go home, Mike.
Yeah. Yes. But look, man, you cannot call shots when you don't deliver. That's what it comes. That's what it is for me. Everything that they asked for before, and everybody's like, "Oh, you can't give players what they want, whatever." I'm like, "Yes, you can." LeBron James can ask for whatever he wants, and he can get whatever he wants because he delivers, right? When he went to Miami, he delivered, right? Some people might say he underperformed because he didn't get 4 straight rings, which is, I mean, whatever. He got 2, right? Went back to Cleveland, told the owner, "Hey, listen, I will go back if you don't ever talk to me again. When I enter the room, you leave." This is like pretty much what he said, right? We don't have any contact with each other. You do everything I say, you do, and he did everything,
including trading the number 1 overall pick, Andrew Wiggins, who a lot of people thought was going to be a superstar.
Yes,
traded him for Kevin Love.
Yes. David Blatt was the coach at the time. He tried him out for a year, said, "Nope, pack him up, get him up out of here, and bring in my boy Lou and Tyronn Lue," and he did it, and they won a championship, right?
Yes.
Goes to the Lakers, says, "Get all these young guys out. Hey, they look real good. B. They're showing a lot of promise. Brandon Ingram, oh man, yeah, man. Kyle Kuzma, look, these guys, they showing a lot of promise. Pack them up."
hey, they kept
Kuzma. They kept Kuz.
Kuz.
They should have kept Kuz.
For a little while.
Yeah, brought in AD. They win championship. When you do stuff like that, you can call shots. So I was okay, B, when KD and Kyrie came in together, said we're a package deal. You got to bring in our friend DeAndre Jordan. Hey, get rid of Kenny Atkinson, which really bothered me, by the way, because I really like Kenny Atkinson. I think he's a really good coach. I didn't like that we had to get rid of D'Angelo Russell and Kevin LeVert, like just Jared Allen, just a really good young core of players. But I said, this is the next level. This is what it takes. You got to give stars what they want. And we gave them everything that they wanted. And here we are.
They gave you more than you could ever dream for.
They gave us, I mean, what they played a total of 80 games together in 3 years, right? Trade for James Harden. James Harden came and left, didn't do a whole lot. And last year they got swept. And to make these ridiculous demands after you get swept is comical, right? I mean, Kyrie hadn't really shown up all year, and nobody said anything because we figured, okay, playoff time, that's when they're going to do something. Well, you get swept in the playoffs. Now you're sitting here demanding a 4-year contract or else. No, you can go, right? And if KD don't like it, he can go too, right? Or not go because he signed his contract last year. His bad, right? That's what's so ridiculous about this thing. You just signed a 4-year contract that kicks in this year.
Yeah.
And you're sitting here saying either trade me or fire Nash and Mark, Sean Marks, right? KD, you don't have any real leverage. Everybody in media is spinning it as, oh, KD, this is checkmate for KD. He's pushing the hand, right? He's forcing the hand. And Joe Tsai is the billionaire in this conversation. Joe Tsai, who is the owner of the Nets, can sit there and say, no, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep you, and you can decide not to play. Here's how confident I am that you are going to show up. I'm not even going to fine you for not showing up. You can just stay home if you want. You are 34 years old. You want to sit out the whole year and come back when you're 35? I still have you for 3 years. You want to sit out a whole another year and come back when you're 36? I still have you for 2 years. You're not going anywhere unless I get exactly what I want in a trade. That's how that's going down. And I'm not firing anybody. Yeah. Okay? Like, you got to put your foot down at some point, man. I'm all for player empowerment. But this, when you don't hold up your end of the deal, no. You better shut up and show up.
Yeah, I'll fire the coach that KD demanded be there, who had absolutely no experience.
What's up, E?
What's going on, E?
Yes. He got a little spirited in the chat there. Appreciate you coming through, though, man.
I'll fire Steve Nash. He shouldn't have been the coach to begin with, but the GM has done a great job. The GM has put together a really good, really deep roster around Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons. And that's the thing too. Like, yeah, I mean, it sucked that they had to trade D'Angelo Russell. It sucked that they had to trade Jared Allen and Karis LeVert. They got one of the top 2 players in the league, one of the best point guards in the league, and then Ben Simmons, who is one of the best perimeter defenders and best passers in the league. Like, he brought in elite level talent. So no, the GM's not going anywhere. I don't care how this plays out or how this resolves. I'm not getting rid of that GM for anything.
No, not at all. Shout out to Davon, says hashtag LBHT crew. Thanks for coming through. And Just Allo makes a very good point. This is 100% facts right here. He says, Jose is mad when he is taking the side of a billionaire over a player. That's how much KD has messed up. That is facts because all billionaires are evil. Yeah. That is facts,
Until man. We get there.
Yeah.
We're going to change the game.
Yeah, look, man. I mean, I get it when things don't work out. I get it. I get it when you pull a leverage and say, look, man, this isn't working out. They're doing clown things right now, and I just want out, even at the expense of my own team. I get it. I understand it. But that ain't the situation that's going on here. They have nobody to blame. KD has nobody to blame in that organization except for himself.
And Kyrie.
And Kyrie. Well, no, and himself, because he's supposed to be the leader, right? Because at any point, had they said, or KD, at any point had KD said, listen, do what it takes to keep James Harden and get Kyrie out of here. Right? Guess what would have happened? James Harden would still be there. Kyrie would be gone. Right? But he wants to side with his friend and do everything that his friend is doing and get mad because the team does not want to sign Kyrie long term.
Well, I mean, I'm sure James is his friend too. I mean, they played together for years. But the question I have, they said he wants to go to Boston or Philly. What on earth is Philly going to trade you for Kevin Durant? Joel Embiid's not going to be part of that deal, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't want James Harden back.
Yeah. So
even if that was part of it, even if that was the main centerpiece, they don't have anything else. They traded their other desirable pieces the first time they did a deal with you to get James Harden. Yeah, you've already got Seth Curry. You've already got Ben Simmons. You already got Drummond. Like, yeah. How is Philly's name popping up in this?
Yeah, he said KD's making Maryland look bad. Yeah, he's making PG look bad. Yeah, I agree. He's making PG kind of look really bad. Okay. But look, listen, man, that's the other part of it too. He wants to be traded, but he's trying to make demands of where he wants to go. KD is delusional right now, right? KD, he is delusional. He thinks he has that kind of pull, right? You're talking about KD who just got swept. You just got swept. A healthy KD and a healthy Kyrie got swept in the first round of the playoffs.
By the next KD.
There you go. There you go, right? But you want to go
got swept in 2 games. That's what's really amazing about it, because after 2 games, they were like, man,
they quit. Yeah. So you're making demands. Hey, I want to go to Phoenix, but only if Devin Booker's there and AN and CP3. Well, no, we get nothing out of that. Well, I want to go to Miami, but only if Jimmy Butler is there and Bam Adebayo. So, you think you're going to just go to another team to form a super team. Listen, if I'm Josiah, I'm telling him, I promise you, wherever you go, there will be no super team. Okay, there will be no big 3. I bet everything I have, you won't get that.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing. He could go to Boston and still be on a super team. Like, there won't be 3 stars, but it will be him and Jason Tatum with a bunch of really good role players.
And Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah, Malcolm Brogdon, Grant Williams, whoever else is left there. That's a great team. So why are you going to hold it up for Marcus Smart?
Because I hate to say this. I don't like to use this term, but he is mentally weak, man. He is mentally weak. He's afraid of competition. Yeah. What are you scared of, man? Right? Like you're going to go to a good situation.
The Celtics bullied him. That's what he was scared of.
Yeah. Boston is the best bet. What he should be saying is, I want to go to Boston. I really want to make this happen. His people needs to let Boston's people know, look, give up Marcus Smart if that's what it takes. Mm-hmm. Let's not waste any time. I want to get there and get acclimated to the team. That's what he should be saying. Not, I only want to play there. Marcus Smart is going to hold up the transaction. He's a backup
point guard.
Look.
Yeah, I'm done with KD.
You know what's going to happen, right? KD is going to suit up for Brooklyn Nets. He's going to play the whole season and act like I never said I wanted to leave. That's what y'all been saying. I never said that.
Is he's going to get dumped in Sacramento for a boatload of picks and the only young talent they have. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And Sacramento ain't moving him for anything.
For nothing.
He'll be like Chris Webber crying on the plane.
Oh, you thought you were in a bad organization now. Okay. That's an organization that they want the drama. They want you to cry out. We need some attention over here. All right. Okay. All right. Look, yes, I had a rant about that. Thank you for listening to my rant. Next week, we will rant about his Lakers and how they're not doing anything.
Ain't nothing to rant about. I just saw a story that they are now willing to give the second first-round pick for Kyrie Irving. So apparently it's all good.
Okay. Hey.
Apparently they heard no everywhere else, and now they're back to Kyrie.
Hey, we can make that deal happen right now. They say it took 5 minutes.
I feel like I don't even want it anymore.
They said it took 5 minutes to get Justin Tucker's deal done. That's how long it could take to get the Kyrie Irving deal done as well. Okay, let's make it happen. All right, it is time. What are we going to get to first?
No, that's not true.
We said we knew he was afraid of competition when he joined the Warriors. Good business decision, but we will. Nah. I don't think going to play with other good players is a weak mentality, right? I don't think that. If you have an opportunity to play with other great talent, I don't think that's a weak move. But when you're trying to hold another organization hostage and say, trade me, I want you to trade me now, but only to these teams if they keep these people, right? Like you're making it impossible for that team to move you, right? Because this isn't a team like KD doesn't have any leverage. Everybody knows you're not going to hold out. You're 35 or you're going on 35. You don't have much time left. You have about maybe three years playing at a high level, and that's it for you. This team is not going to budge for you, and no other team is either. So you put yourself in an impossible situation. You just need to play out your contract. You signed it. Sorry.
Be quiet, Kobe fan. All right,
says
you don't know somebody not being a Lakers fan.
Suge's not a Lakers fan. You're not a Lakers fan.
Overtime chat, arguing with everybody, with me, with non-Lakers fans, how their last championship didn't count because he's a real Lakers fan.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
Yes, we are gonna go off on you, Suge.
All right. So up next, some more trade news or rumors. Roquan Smith, the middle linebacker of the Chicago Bears, has asked to be traded. They've held him out of practice since then. I guess they're at least making calls to see what's out there for him. And of course, immediately, because he plays defense and especially at a position that doesn't really matter, every Ravens fan said, "Get Roquan in here immediately."
Yeah. This and look, and shout out to Kimberly. We haven't seen you a while, so I want to read this comment. It says, "Will Lamar Jackson get his deal done?" I don't know. It should have been done already. I still say yes. Say yes. Will he get done before the cutoff date? I don't know. This might play into the end of the season, and it might get down to crunch time, and you might be paying them $60 million per year. I don't know. They're playing games, but Roquan Smith, excellent player. First, let's talk about Roquan Smith for a second. Okay, played with the Chicago Bears. I'm not sure for how many years, but excellent linebacker. He's played at a high level since he was drafted. But new coach, new GM over there, right? Then they get brand new GM.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of one of those things that they're shipping off their rookie tackle from last year.
Trying to.
Yeah.
Tevin Jenkins. I didn't hear a whole lot of people saying let's go get Tevin Jenkins.
I didn't hear that either. I didn't hear people say, "Hey man, get this guy," right?
He's been with the Bears 4 years. This is coming up on his 5th season. He is 24 years old or 25 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah. So he's entering his prime right now. So yeah, if he was a free agent and we had everything we needed on offense and they're like, we want to sign Roquan Smith, I would say, yeah, bet. Like that's solid. But we purposely didn't try to go after any wide receivers. Purposely. I say purposely. They say we tried. We didn't try at all. They purposely did not throw their hat into any of these wide receiver trade talks because wide receivers are, they're high priced and they're not worth it. right? According to Ravens brass and Ravens fan base.
Mm-hmm.
So is middle linebacker. Okay.
Yeah.
So is middle linebacker. So you better not be out there trying to make a trade for a position that's nowhere near as important as wide receiver. Okay. Do not give up any resources for that. You drafted Patrick Queen in the first round, you make it work.
Yeah.
All right.
And Malik Harrison in the third, and you brought back Josh Bynes. You got your linebackers.
Yep. And that's where it's going to be. That's where it's going to be. Don't go near that man. You better not. Okay. I should have brought my shirt out. Hashtag defund the defense.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, for a team who has just whiffed on no-brainer picks at wide receiver 2 out of the last 3 years in T. Higgins and George Pickens. I mean, man, we're not even out of August yet, and everybody around the NFL is, oh my God, look at George Pickens. But Ravens fans are still like, well, when Ajabo comes back, and it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's like it's a disease in the Ravens flock at this point to just say, you know what, we're going to get it done with the absolute worst offensive players we can find. So, pay that fullback.
See, here's the thing.
Another tight end.
Here's the thing, Hendo. Ravens Online Ungatekeeper says might as well go all in on defense because they aren't going to pay for offense. They won't even do that. Right? Why didn't they trade for Khalil Mack if that's the case?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
why didn't you pay Hassan Reddick to come in free agency if that's the case?
I want to focus on Khalil Mack, right? That's a difference maker. Why didn't they go and trade for Khalil Mack? Why didn't they give up what it took to get Khalil Mack?
Well, I'll tell you why, because it cost a second-round pick, and you saw what they got in the second round. Edge rusher David Ajabo, win Baltimore.
You know, why? I know everybody says, "Oh, Bobby Wagner just used us to get more out of LA." I willing to bet, because what did he get? What did we offer him? I forget how much it was.
I forget what he eventually got.
I think it was like 17. I think we offered. I'm willing to bet we said, "Look, don't play any games with us. $20 million per year." I bet you he takes it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Sometimes you gotta pay a little bit more to get those type of players here, but you aren't really trying to grab him. You weren't, right? The Ravens always do this. They throw a number they think is a competitive offer. That's what they always say. That's what jobs tell you when they're basically going to give you just above minimum wage, right?
Yeah.
We have a very competitive salary for you. Very competitive wages here. It's the same as you can get anywhere else.
Because we've all agreed not to pay you anything.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what the Ravens do. They're not making any real offers for anybody. They're not really being aggressive. So going all in on defense, you're not even doing that. So they just like getting bargains.
Yeah.
So
you know how many high-end wide receivers have changed teams in the past few years? Baltimore hasn't been close on any of them.
Yeah.
Not one. It's a joke.
Just Alan says, I don't think a deal will get done soon because Steve Bisciotti doesn't want to lose in negotiations to a player, a combination of cheap/ego. Talking about Lamar Jackson.
Listen, the AFC North going to be looking. I mean, the rest of the league, all them owners going to be looking down on the AFC North. You gave up fully guaranteed $230 million to a felon and accused, and then you got a owner getting outsmarted by the player.
Look,
they're in the league apparently,
and I can see just Al's point. But it's a win-win, right? It doesn't matter how it went down. You sign Lamar Jackson gives you every single reason to sign him. He gives you no reason not to sign him. Like, it's not going to be one of those things where people are looking at it like, oh, Lamar got over on him. Like, everybody's looking at you like, what are you doing? Like, you have the player that is perfect for your city. He gets in zero trouble. The fans love him. He generates a lot of money, and he's a great player. What's the problem here?
There are a lot of people outside of Baltimore who will go in on them when they sign Lamar for paying a running back, paying a guy who can't throw, and all that stuff. But I think more to just Al's point, I think is, with the other owners, he doesn't want to look like he lost in negotiations to a player. He's getting beat right now, and I think that he's trying to mount a comeback and get a team friendly deal or something that he can kind of try it out there and say, hey, I won. He should have had an agent. He's not smarter than me. Blah blah blah. I think that if they go out and they sign Lamar, and it ends up in the 50s or God forbid close to 60 or anything like that, I mean, yeah, the fans will be happy. It'll be the right thing for the organization, and Bisciotti will get clowned in every owner's meeting. And that's a big deal for people, for billionaires. It's not the money.
Yeah, but they're all going to have to pay more than that down the road for lesser talent.
Yeah, but they're going to do that in accordance with the tradition in the NFL and how it's always done. They'll talk with the agent. They'll get a little bit more than the last guy, and they'll be angry because Lamar reset the market or whatever. But that won't be their fault.
I mean, look, is he gonna get laughed at? Shout out to 410 Byron says, like, what's the holdup? If I was EDC, that deal would have been done last season. I agree. But is he gonna get laughed at more than the Browns owner for Deshaun Watson?
Well, no, nobody ever gets laughed at more than the Browns. Owner, coaches, general managers, players, fans. I mean, nobody gets laughed at more than the Browns. Yeah. But and to your point, Byron, this is the one thing I'll give EDC a little bit of a pass for. He can't do that deal. That deal has to be done through the owner. Like he doesn't have the authority to just say, "Hey, I'm going to give Lamar $50 million a year and however much of a signing bonus." He can't do that on his own.
Yeah. RTV makes a good point. It says Steve lost to Flacco, right? But
but he did. But they won a Super Bowl. Flacco's white. Flacco plays in the pocket. He doesn't have this kind of wave of anti-Joe sentiments coming from other fans and other organizations. I mean, you had a guy come out. I mean, not come out. You had a guy anonymously say he could win 12 MVPs, and I still won't call him a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we'll see. I mean, look, it's yes. I think billionaire egos is a real thing, and it outweighs rational thought a lot of times.
Yeah.
But billionaires also love more money, and boy, is Lamar making so much money right now, right? So his ego or more money, right? Because one thing's for sure, Lamar walks out that door, your money is going to walk out too. You're not making anywhere near as much money as you're making right now. Right?
That is probably true, but you can convince yourself of the opposite.
Yeah, you can. Okay, all right. So we're all in agreement that Roquan Smith should not be traded to the Baltimore Ravens. Yes. All right, good. Yes. Oh, and we got a donation. Shout out to Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Mr. Jackson giving Ravens last chance to sign. He said there's a cutoff date, right? But yeah. I mean, he said it himself. He thinks they'll get it done. I don't know if it's one of those things where it's pretty much a done deal and they're just kind of waiting to announce it, right? Like Sean McVay. Sean McVay has said his deal is done already, but he doesn't want to announce it until they get the GM's deal done too. They want to announce both at the same time. It could be something like that. But
they already signed his boy Ricard, so what's the wait? Yeah, there ain't nobody else. To announce it with.
I don't know. But I mean, both. I don't see any tension.
Him and T.Y. Hilton on the same day.
Like I don't see any tension or frustration from anybody's side, right? It doesn't seem like there's any animosity or there's anything going on. Like it seems like it's all good. So maybe they are closer than we realize. We're just sitting waiting for it. I don't know.
I think Lamar is just really good at keeping that bottled up.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff usually leaks out through the agent, and he doesn't have one.
Yeah, but John Harbaugh isn't good at that, right? Mm-hmm. Steve Bisciotti is not good at masking anything. Steve Bisciotti will tell you exactly what he's thinking, which is why they have to limit how often he gets on the microphone, because he's just gonna say it. So if there's a problem, Steve Bisciotti will flat out say, "Nah, I'm frustrated by all this." Yeah. So, okay, yes, no Roquan Smith. What we got here? 410 Byron says, if LJ walks, I better not see nobody burning Lamar jerseys. We will just pull up to the castle. Yeah,
I don't think you see that. No. I think that any fan of Lamar Jackson, any Ravens fans who's a fan of Lamar Jackson understands that he wants to be there. It's not oh man, Lamar is leaving us kind of thing.
No,
I don't think you'll see any kind of hate. I think you'll see defections for Ravens fans, or who are primarily Lamar fans, to whatever new team he goes to, and the people who are just straight up Ravens fans will just be cheering for Lamar wherever he ends up.
Yep. And shout out to Emphasis. Says, what's up, LBHT crew? Hey, thanks for coming through, Emphasis. Appreciate it. Jake P says Lamar has made Bisciotti more money than Joe did and saved Harbaugh from going to unemployment. There's not much more to discuss. I agree, Jake P.
Yeah.
Yep.
True.
So, all right. Okay. What do we want to get to next? The preseason game tomorrow?
This is true here, Justin. Black fans will be really angry if Lamar leaves, and it won't be at Lamar.
Nope.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. Just better put.
But yes, the black fans for sure. But there's gonna be a lot of just fans in general.
Yeah.
Like he brought a lot of fans to the sport. He brought a lot of fans to this team. And they don't have that long ties to the Ravens. There's a lot of new fans of the Ravens that don't have ties to Ray Lewis or Ed Reed or any of those players.
It's been a long time,
right? It's been a little while. So Lamar leaves, they'll just go wherever he goes. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not retiring. He's going to play somewhere else. I'll watch him play over there. Yeah. So you'll see a lot of that.
So next up. Tomorrow, excuse me, I believe 7:30 p.m. Eastern, you got the Ravens and the Titans in their preseason opener. So what are you going to be looking for out of Baltimore? What are you expecting to happen in tomorrow's game?
I don't even know who's playing yet, right? Like they haven't really put out the roster yet. I don't think. They said most of the starters won't be playing. So man, I don't know.
So James Prochet on display.
I guess the wide receiver core is what we have to look at. James Prochet. I'm not even sure Devin Duvernay is going to play. He just started practicing a couple of days ago, so I don't even know if they're going to put him out there. So we may not even say that. I doubt we'll see Rashad Bateman. All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Obviously, Tyler Linderbaum's going to be out. I think really what you're going to be looking at is you want to see Prochet, you want to see Tylan Wallace, you want to see Shamar Bridges, who you've heard a lot of good things about in camp, and Benjamin, see if any of those other guys have anything, have any argument for staying on the 53.
Yeah, me and OTR Mike, we picked Benjamin Victor to make this team. We watched him play last season or last preseason. He looked pretty good. So that's our dark horse right there. I guess some Isaiah Likely, see how he looks against competition. Mm-hmm. I guess see how the O-line holds up. Who's playing on the O-line? I don't know, but I guess Ben Cleveland, we gotta see how he's looking because he missed first 4 days of practice. So how's he gonna look in the rest he gets?
He's got a lot of ground to make up on the other left guards.
Yeah, he's not gonna win the position in my opinion. I don't think he's gonna win that starting position. That conditioning test, the most ridiculous thing, really set him back. It's unfortunate. Yes. And shout out to Anonymous says, how much time will Mr. Huntley get against the Titans? I don't know, 2 quarters maybe.
Yeah, I think he's going to get a good bit of time, and it's going to be enough time for y'all to really calm down on Tyler Huntley and just kind of put that story from last year fully to bed. And but I think you should expect to see him a lot.
I should have played this earlier. I forgot to mention this. If you want to be awesome like Anonymous or anybody that donates, there are 2 ways to do that. That is our Cash App, is what you see right there. Our Cash App and our Stream Elements. That's how we do super chats over here. So right below B, $ LBHT Show. That's how you get to our Cash App. Also, that pin link in the comment will take you to our Stream Elements. Both ways, all you have to do is leave a donation, leave your comment, and you get a nice animation right next to my face. All right? That's how we do it. Oh, look who's here. Tough Puppy. What's going on, man?
What's up, Tough?
Yes. Thanks for coming through. And shout out to Danny D. Danny D says, I expect him to play tomorrow. Talking about Tylan Wallace, I believe. Yeah. Tylan should be playing. Tylan, Prochet, and like the rest of the wide receiver core. This is gonna, I think, honestly, yeah. That will be my focus, because if they look bad, I think that's going to force the Ravens to go out and finally make it happen. T.Y. Hilton. Okay.
Wow.
T.Y. Hilton is gonna finally get on this roster after this game, because there's only 3 preseason games, guys.
Yeah.
right? So they have to start showing things right now. And yes, Byron, I also agree. Daniel Falele, I want to see him play as well. That man is a massive human being. He's a massive human being. They have to get it right with him. You know, I want to see how he's looking. I know he's still a little raw, but I want to see what he can do out there. I want to see him bully somebody. All right. Yeah, Will Fuller is another one that's been discussed. Yeah, I mean,
it should be Odell Beckham, no questions asked. Baltimore will be fine in the regular season. He'll be ready to go by playoff time. I don't know why they're making this difficult.
Yeah, I agree. Kyle Hamilton is another person that King brings up. I don't know if he's going to play. That's why they mentioned him. I'm not sure. I mean, they said basically most of the stars won't be playing. So I don't know if Kyle Hamilton is going to get that much playing time, if he plays at all. But yes, I would love to see him out there.
I would expect him to get at least a couple series in. I mean, he is a rookie. He was getting burned by Gaither. So let's get him out there and get to see what you've got a little bit. You know what I'm really looking forward to as well is seeing Malik Willis and to a lesser extent Treylon Burks in Tennessee, see how they look, particularly Malik. I want to see him get a good bit of play time and see how he's coming along.
Yeah. Shout out to Living Legend, says T.Y. Hilton got handicap vehicle tags.
It's not nice, Living. He's fine.
Oh man,
he's fine.
Danny mentioned Justice Hill. That's another person I want to see. I think he's going to make the team. So yeah. Look, there's a few things.
Still.
So I don't want to keep your hopes up, and this is something we should be discussing offline. But are we going to stream after tomorrow's game?
Good Lord, no. It's a preseason game. I stream it after. No,
I tried, guys. I tried. I'm sorry. I tried to.
You will not catch me on here talking about, man, did you see that 6-yard run by Tyler Beatty? No, that ain't happening.
Well, if it's a 60-yard run,
I still don't care.
Well, somebody does something amazing out there.
They won't.
Dalian Hayes, is Dalian Hayes going to play? I don't know who's playing tomorrow. I don't know. Like the Ravens went from one extreme to the other, right? Everybody gets hurt, so now they're just like, well, wrap them all in bubble wrap, and let's just save them for the regular season. So I don't know who's
got
playing.
An idea here. It says stream during. No, also not happening.
When have you ever seen us do that?
0% chance of that happening, Danny.
Mr. J said replace you with Hendo. I can't do that.
Wow.
Maybe Hendo will stream.
My own Panthers brother.
Yes. See, we're gonna talk Panthers here soon. Okay.
And see how it is, Jay.
All right. Okay. So D Weezy's here. We'll talk some more Ravens on the other side. And also we'll get to we'll do Panthers first, and then we'll talk some more Ravens after that. But we got to cover the Panthers. But
before we get to D Weezy, really quick here. We got another anonymous donation. Thank you so much.
Shout out to Anonymous. Says, how do you feel about O-line with current injuries? I don't know. That's why I want to see them, right? I want to see Daniel Falele play. We got Morgan Moses. He's solid, right? Who is supposed to fill in at the left tackle spot? Is it Macari?
Probably.
I think Macari.
Listen, when you say with the current injuries, I feel really bad about the O-line. I feel like it's terrible. But, they got some time to get healthy before the start of the season.
I don't know if it's – well, yes, Tyler Linderbaum ain't playing either. Yeah.
So without Stanley, without Tyler Linderbaum, it's a bad O-line.
I don't know, right? I think Villanueva really downgraded that O-line last year. I don't think it's going to be as bad as last year. Right?
Okay, but I mean – They could do the Madden thing and roll out 5 punters, and it probably wouldn't be as bad as last year. I'm saying it's not going to be a good O-line.
We'll see. Look, what if Falele is ready? Is more ready than we expected? Right? Then it's a good O-line, or at least a solid O-line. So I don't know. I don't know.
You're still talking about not having a left tackle and not having a center, and not really having a left guard.
So. It depends, right? If we're talking about, I don't think Falele could play left tackle, but let's say he can. Let's say he could play left tackle. You kick Macari in at center. I mean, we're straight.
Well, I mean, listen. If we just gonna live in fantasy land, it's gonna be the best.
Yeah,
but he can't play left tackle.
But that's why I said I don't know. I don't know. You know, like I had to see.
He can't play left tackle.
I had to see. I don't know, man.
All right, let's Derek's been waiting long enough.
All right, D Weezy's been waiting. All right, it's time for you gambling degenerates to get your
delusional Ravens fans.
Just agree with me. Sheesh. Get your pen and papers ready, okay? If you want to make some money, okay? D Weezy has got the hot bets for you. D Weezy, what is going on, my friend?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Derek?
Yeah, all right, what we got today? What we got?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be getting into a little baseball action. You know,
wait, hold on, Derek. Before you get into that, can you explain that algebra math problem that you have in the top left hand corner of your screen right there?
Okay.
What are these units?
Well, I mean, you've heard me reference it before, and that's basically whatever you're comfortable with putting on each bet. You know, you want a universal number. You know, if that's 5, 10, 50, 100, whatever that number is for you. So once you have that universal number, then multiply that by, plus 4 units, you would multiply it by 4.
Okay.
So if you're $100 better currently, you'd be up $400.
Gotcha. Okay. So and the numbers in parentheses, that's your record?
Yes.
Okay, that's his record, guys. So and right now, if you're betting, and anytime you win, you be up times 4, correct?
Well, if they've been riding with me the whole way, that's my record and current up to date performance, basically.
So it looks like you be making some money. That's what that looks like.
I'm not losing money. That's for damn sure.
There you go. Mr. J says just use
what's that? Right. That's the order of operations. PEMDAS. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction.
I guess.
I got you, Jay. I shouldn't though.
All right, what we got? What we got?
All right. So tonight on the slate, one matchup I'm targeting is the St. Louis Cardinals. They're taking on the Colorado Rockies in Colorado. I'm specifically targeting the team total over for the St. Louis Cardinals, which is at 6.5. So I need 7 runs out of them. Playing in Colorado, that thin air comes into play. It's it's not myth. If you ever hear talk about baseball games in Colorado and more offense, more home runs, things like that, it's basically fact. The same way you hear about athletes having to train for the high altitude. Well, I mean, they literally play just outside Denver, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to be looking at the St. Louis Cardinals to go over 6.5 team total runs. And then my other matchup for tonight, I got an underdog. Now, I seen him in the chat earlier, so if Buck's still around, he might want to turn away because tonight I'm going with the Pittsburgh Pirates over his Arizona Diamondbacks. Pittsburgh Pirates plus 130 on the money line. Really, I think this is a team, the Pittsburgh Pirates, they haven't been playing. Overall, they're not a good team, but they have heated up a little bit, being able to put up runs on the board. And I'm fading the starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks, Madison Bumgarner. And I think the Pirates are going to go out and steal one tonight.
Okay. All right. Yes. All right. Look, here goes the general round. Here we go. Coming off a 7-1 record streak yesterday. Oh, okay. We start calling you Hot Ron. How about that? Hot Ron says 0-2 so far, but degenerates bounce back. My bets: O's run line,
yep,
plus 1.5. Santander total bases plus 1.5. Rain delay. Los Angeles Dodgers run line. Atlanta run line. Weezy, your thoughts?
I definitely think the Dodgers and Atlanta could cover the run lines there. They're both favorites in those matchups. So basically, you're saying they win by 2 or more runs. I think that's probably the better way to approach those games, just with them being a big favorite in that matchup. As far as the player prop with Santander, I'd have to look into that more. But I don't think that Orioles game is going to get off today. It's been under rain delay for, I believe, a couple hours. I wouldn't be surprised if that gets postponed. But getting the Orioles plus 1.5, I'd definitely jump behind that if you can, because there's not too many matchups where they should be a genuine underdog. So if you're getting that plus 1.5 runs, that's almost easy money there.
The O's they're like 2 games at the playoffs right now, right?
I think it's down to a half game now.
Yeah, they're very close. They've locked up second place pretty solid for the moment in the AL East, and I believe it's something I said a couple weeks back in the OT show, talking some other betting odds. But if you had made a bet on the Orioles to make the playoffs, then that was potentially a good bet, and that's something that you could see play out. The Baltimore Orioles make the playoffs.
I cannot wait for them to miss it. I cannot wait.
Wow,
I am so sick of this.
Hate
I'm so sick of here.
Let's go O's.
It's such a special season. Oh, they're so fun. They're out of the playoffs.
They're half a game out.
Yeah, they're a half a game out. The season's it's late in the year. I don't want to hear about it. All right, let them get in.
Guys,
let them get into the playoffs.
When they get into the playoffs, we might have to do
Guess what?
Orioles segment.
What? When they get into the playoffs, I won't give a damn either.
Will we do an O's segment when the O's make the playoffs?
No.
I have to break out the orange shirt?
No.
I have to find it. I have an O's t-shirt around here somewhere. I had no idea where it is.
They ain't making the playoffs.
You see, Dave said y'all, not y'all. We don't talk baseball over here, Danity. So that is false. You might have said, I don't know. They were bad. They've been bad for like the last 5 years. I'm sorry.
No, get it straight. They've been bad for like the past 20.
No, it hasn't been 20. When Buck Showalter was here, they were pretty solid.
No, they were starting to pick it up, but then they shipped Buck Showalter out. And
has it been 20 years since he's been here? It hasn't been that long.
No. He came back like recently in the past decade, I think, but they didn't keep him around.
Yeah. Adeep Mahmood says Orioles are currently tied for the third wildcard spot, and if they win today, 1 game out of the top wildcard spot. There you go. So they're in. They are in, B. They are in. Okay? That's where they're at. All right. D Weezy, you got much more hot bets to give out. You have so much more you want to give people. You want people to make some money. Tell them where they can find you so they can make that money.
Yes, y'all can reach me at Backyard Action Media on YouTube, where currently I'm dropping videos daily. And as we move into the football season, y'all can expect player props, game totals, spread plays. I mean, pretty much a lot of what you've gotten from Lunch Money Bets, and most likely on a daily basis. You can expect plays for Monday Night Football, Sunday, and be on the watch out, because I may even have a video with specific Baltimore Ravens players, props, games dropping with another channel y'all might know. So keep your eyes open, because D Weezy been telling y'all for a while, I'm working on stuff. I got stuff going on behind the scenes. Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
There you go. And yes, you can find him in our Discord. He has his own channel, Lunch Money Bets. Also, he hangs out with us on our Overtime show, which you can find right after this show. And we'll tell you how to get there in a minute. But D Weezy, thank you. What do you want to say, B?
Also, he's got the Patreon, patreon.com/BAM News.
Yes.
We signed up because I have literally never won a bet that I placed with a sports book. So I'm trying to change that. I'm gonna be following Derek on that one. Derek's gonna get me out of my slump.
I was gonna say, I've convinced B to bet at times. So if you have a lack of faith in me, just know I've already possibly accomplished the impossible.
All right, D Weezy, man. Appreciate you. We'll see you soon, my friend.
All right, everybody take care out there.
All right. Yes, that was D Weezy. And like we said, if you want to see more of him, right there is where you can find us, right below me. patreon.com/LBHT Show. Okay, we have a few tiers. And there's a new feature on Patreon. If you want to sign up annually, okay, save yourself a little money, like our older brother who finally joined the Patreon because he wants to save every last bit of dollar that he can. He said, I am not going to do the monthly payment, sirs. Okay, find another way. We found another way, and he signed up. Appreciate you, big bro. Appreciate you. All right. All right, B, we have 3 tiers. Tell them about the tiers real quick.
Yeah, so we have a $3 tier, which gets you into our NFL Pick'em contest every year, where we give away a custom LBHT trophy at the end of the season. We have the $10 tier, which will get you the LBHT crew coin. Get that off my screen.
That's the current champion, OTR Mike. Yes,
get off the screen.
He put a lot into that.
Just get it off my screen. The $10 tier will get you the LBHT crew coin that Jose has there. The black and gold and black and silver. That also gets you into our fantasy football league. We have a dynasty league going on right now that is full. If there's enough interest, we'll start up a second dynasty league. We are going to be starting a redraft league here pretty soon for this upcoming season. That also gets you the ability to request videos or articles on specific sports topics. You can request one a month, and we'll produce that for you. And we have the $20 tier. Oh, wait, I actually forgot to show off the championship belt that we're giving away in the Dynasty League this year.
That's a nice belt.
And the $20 tier is a combined tier for this show as well as our other podcast that we do with OTR Mike, Ring Kings podcast. It's a boxing show. So we do give away a custom poker deck featuring our top 25 fighters of all time. And all the tiers will get you into the overtime show as well as the Discord channel.
Yes, and like B just mentioned, Ring Kings podcast, we're having a lot of fun over there. Make sure you go over there and hit the subscribe button. All right, and also
and go tell Xander Zayas to retweet our video. Okay,
you know
we know he saw it.
We keep saying that he might have done it already. We haven't.
We know attention. He saw it. No, I would have seen the notification on that.
Well, Keyshawn Davis too, right? We did a Keyshawn Davis feature as well.
Yes.
So yes, check them out, man. A lot of good content over there. We have a lot of fun. We did our podcast on Saturday as a live stream, so that was a lot of fun. So yeah, go ahead over there and hit the subscribe button. We're growing fast. Check it out. Also, if you like the merch, right here is where you can get it. You like what B's wearing? B is wearing a Ring Kings podcast beanie. Okay. Yes. If you like this, you're like, what is that? That's
and hoodie.
And hoodie. See, there you go. We got that over there as well. We got lunch break hot take gear. LBHTshow.com/shop is where you can go and find that merch. We're actually going to have some more stuff on the way. We got a few changes coming up, guys. We don't want the cat out the bag, but we got a couple of things that are going to be changing. So keep your eye out on that. Okay. Keep your eye out. We got some stuff in store. Tell you, man, we're always working. We're always working on something. All right. And, once again, if you're looking for a super chat, 2 ways to do that. $ LBHT Show. Best boxing podcast. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. $ LBHT Show. That's the Cash App. Also, the pin link that you see in the comment will take you to our Stream Elements page. Both ways, you leave your donation, leave your comment, and you get a nice animation right next to my face. All right. It is time.
He wants you to know he's got boxing bets too.
He's got boxing bets too. Okay. And there's a lot of fights coming up. Deontay Wilder has a fight set for October, I believe. We'll talk about it. We'll see how he looks. Okay, we'll see how he looks.
We'll be streaming this weekend for the for Tiafimo's return. Xander Zayas is going to be on that card as well. It's going to be a very entertaining night. So we'll be streaming after that fight.
Yep. All right. Panthers Nation. What we got going on? Who do you guys play this weekend?
I completely forgot. I looked it up too. I looked it up specifically for this, and I completely forgot.
Now, even in preseason, I'll say this: even in preseason, the Panthers want to be competitive. So competitive, they didn't want to keep you guessing as to who's going to be starting in every position. It seems like.
Yeah, the Commanders on Saturday.
Ah, nice. That's gonna be on your area.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So the Panthers did release their first official depth chart. It's pretty ridiculous. Here we got the first and second string offense. You see DJ Moore, obviously Baker Mayfield down there. But if I take this down for a second, you'll also see Sam Darnold listed as the first string quarterback. Oh, and if you look at center, we've also got 2 starting centers, apparently, Pat Elflein and Bradley Bozeman. And the starting left tackle, that's not the guy that they drafted 6th overall to be the starting left tackle. That's our left guard. So, yeah.
Wait.
They got Brady Christensen at left. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. You didn't see this? So, if you look at running back, right, we've got Christian McCaffrey, and then sharing the second string, Deonta Foreman and Chuba Hubbard, instead of having like separate running back and third down running back and everything. But they do have 2 tight end positions, left and right. Tommy Tremble, the left tight end, and Ian Thomas, the right tight end. This is the most unserious, ridiculous coaching staff I've ever seen.
Oh,
I hate it so much.
I got confused. I was like, how's Tommy Tremble the left tackle? Right. Ian Thomas is the right tackle? What's going on?
So Brady Christensen is supposed to be the starting left guard. Iquanu is supposed to be the left tackle. Obviously, you can only have the 1 center and the 1 quarterback.
Apparently you can't. Just nonsense. I know preseason is different than regular season, right? Maybe there's some things that rules are different, but I don't know if you could start 2 players at one position just because you put it on the roster. Maybe they roll out there with Baker and Sam Darnold, and they're like, hey, too many men on the field. You'd be like, no, sir. If you look at
check the depth chart.
Check the depth chart.
This is allowed.
Yes.
we can do this. Moving on to the third and fourth string offense. Not a whole lot to see here. Deontay Brown, who was a 6th round pick out of Alabama, just a massive, massive human being. I was pretty excited about that. It's looking like he's probably going to get cut. We got Matt Corral down here and a third string quarterback who, I think honestly in the limited opportunities, I think he's been looking pretty good, but he really, I think, needs to get more run with the first team. I'm really excited to see him out on the field and see how he handles the NFL speed. Even though it's just preseason to this point, I want to see how he has evolved in game because there were some very clear issues with his game in college. I want to see if those have been worked on at all. Going over to the defense, you got Brian Burns, Derek Brown, Matt Ioannidis. Yatir Gross-Matos is listed as a starter. I think that position is probably still up in the air a bit. Yeah. Shaq Thompson, Damian Wilson, Frankie Louvu, solid if unspectacular at linebacker there. They got Corey Littleton on the bench. The secondary, I think, is going to be pretty good. I think they've done a very good job there. You got Dante Jackson starting at one spot, J.C. Horn coming back off of the foot injury, Jeremy Chin and Xavier Woods, who was a free agent acquisition this past offseason. I think it's a rock solid starting secondary. And then you have C.J. Henderson, who, he's got the physical ability. We'll see if he can put it together. Keith Taylor has been playing really well for them last year. So, I think if you look at just the roster up and down, they have a lot of good pieces. I really, this is the third and fourth string on defense here. Familiar name to Ravens fan, Chris Westry in the secondary, hanging on.
Whoa, you got our guy. Yeah. That's Garnett's guy.
That's right. Amare Barno, who's drafted. He's a kind of a freak of an athlete at that defensive end position. But yeah, I think that there's a lot to like roster-wise in Carolina. I just don't see them being able to put it together under this coaching staff.
Okay, so same question to you, B. Who are you looking at this weekend? Will they play Saturday or Sunday? Who are you looking at?
They're playing Saturday against Washington. I'm going to be looking at primarily the offensive line and really Iquanu. I want to see how he handles the game. Who knows how long he's even going to be out there. Outside of that, there's not a lot of unknowns in Carolina necessarily outside of the O-line. But obviously, we want to see Baker for however long he's out there. Not really interested in seeing Sam Darnold, but I'm sure we'll see a bit of him. But really, it's going to be the O-line and, like I said, Matt Carroll, who God, I keep doing it.
Corral.
I keep on doing it. Matt Corral, who in college, he was good at avoiding the rush and kind of making plays, but he wasn't able to always do it. And there were times when he would get caught and he would make really terrible decisions with the ball. Right.
Look,
a little bit of Jameis in him.
I only want to see one person, Matt Corral. Okay. I want to see Matt Corral light it up in every single game this preseason to really put the pressure on his coaching staff to start him. Like, not even put the pressure on Matt Rule. And I've seen the comments in there. Yes, Matt Rule is a complete mess. He is not an NFL caliber head coach. He's doing college things. Next thing you know, you guys are going to start getting those little stickers that you put on the helmets. Every time you make a good play in practice. I like those stickers too, right? For college. Okay.
I would like it in the NFL if that was a thing they did.
Like
you can't be the only ones doing it though.
He punished one of your wide receivers for doing a little showboating. We don't reach the ball over the goal line. We don't do that here.
It's clownish.
Yeah.
But like you said, Matt Corral is really what we're looking at here. He's been very accurate short and intermediate. In college, I think he struggled with the deep ball. I want to see if he's improved on that at all, and just his decision making in general. So really looking forward to seeing an extended look at Matt Corral.
Yeah. Dandy asked a good question here. Will Bozeman get the starting center position?
Dandy, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing with Pat Elflein. Pat Elflein is a disaster. He shouldn't be getting the first team reps to begin with. I'm not super high on Bradley Bozeman, but I think ultimately he will get that spot. I'm just not sure when it's going to happen at this point. Everybody thought when he got signed that it was a lock that he was going to be the starting center, because obviously he's going to be the starting center because the alternative is Pat Elflein. But in the spring and now into training camp, they're giving first team reps to Pat Elflein. So, I mean, we'll see. I hope by the time week 1 rolls around, it's Bradley Bozeman and not Pat Elflein. But I don't have a lot of faith in Matt Rule.
All right, look, it's one game at a time. All right, you can put. I was gonna say you can put Darnold in what's his name together. Baker. You can put them together because they probably won't play that much in the preseason. Matt Corral should get a good amount of snaps this preseason, and if he goes out there and he can light it up, it will really it'll make things interesting, because then you're gonna see everybody that's fighting for the job, because everybody that's fighting for a job, right? Matt Rule, Scott Fitterer, you just brought in McAdoo, who's trying to get back into the league, right? Yeah. So I can see a lot of things leaking out. If Matt Corral is good, I can hear some leaks about, hey, Ben McAdoo really likes Matt Corral, like that's his guy or whatever, right? And of course you got Fitterer and you got Rule, who they want to go with the surest thing, and is it Baker? Is it is it Sam Darnold, who's he said he improved, right? So maybe he improved. Or B, I thought about this, because you're playing the Commanders. Could this be a Rex Grossman, John Beck situation? How many of you guys remember the Rex Grossman, John Beck situation? Okay. Where they played so well, B, that they both started. That they both played. They played and both of those guys.
Staked his reputation on 2 players.
Yeah.
At the same position. A position where you play 1 player.
Is that what you have going on right now?
Incredible. No. Sam Darnold's gonna be out of there.
Okay.
Sam, he already staked his reputation on Sam once and lost. Now he's doing it for Baker. It's not going to be the Sam Darnold show. It's going to be Baker from snap 1 until either he gets hurt or they decide it's time to go with Corral because we've lost too many games, or even if it's just all the way through the year. It's not going to be Sam.
Yeah. Just Al said, Chris Westry left from Baltimore because Wink made him look like a fool. I think he might have misused him. It's possible. And Chris Westry could look a lot better with the Panthers. That might be a good pickup for them.
I think it is.
Omar Tillman says he's looking at O-line, QB, and D-line. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know how much. I mean, I don't expect Brian Burns to play much, but they need to figure out their other rush position, their other starting DN, and see what they've got in amongst Lulu and Haynes and Daryl Johnson. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know how much of that we can figure out in week one. For me, I think it's really just going to be about seeing how Corral looks and how the O-line looks initially this season.
Oh, here we go, Dane. This is a nice. She said, "Is Sam Darnold tradable?" She's not. That's a little mean. I don't think he is. Okay, I think that's a no.
You know that he's not. So I don't know why you would ask that.
That's why she put the laughing emoji in there because you spent a lot on him and he can't play.
Okay.
And Andre Mia says Baker will be starting. Yeah, he probably will. He probably will. I just want you to know we're keeping track of all the people that are hyping up Baker right now because you guys are you're putting fire emojis next to Baker Mayfield's name like he's the man, and you're gonna be the same people teasing Brodny when Baker starts doing Baker things during the season. And shout out to Anonymous for the donation. He says, "How long will Coach Rule last in 2022?" Excellent question. I say he makes it till about week 8, and then it's Ben McAdoo time, B. He's not making it through the whole season. He is out of here.
Let me pull up their schedule here and see when the bye week is.
Baker is going to be hot the first 3 games. They beat the Browns week 1. Okay.
Through 12. Through 12 weeks.
Through 12 weeks?
Their bye is in week 13. I think he gets fired then. And I think it's going to be somewhat like you said with, whispers coming out of the facility. Because Ben McAdoo is going to be the guy who takes over. Phil Snow is Matt Rule's guy. He's been his defensive coordinator everywhere he's been. He's not going to be taking over that job. So, yeah, I think it's going to be whispers and, we can get Matt Corral out there. We could clean up some of this, and that's my guy, blah, blah, blah. Matt's been looking great. And, once he gets out, McAdoo will come in. They'll start Corral the rest of the season and kind of see where they're headed in the future.
Yeah. All right. Omar told me he had a theory here. He said, theory I've heard is because Bozeman been working with Baker with the 2s.
Well, I mean, they've been alternating who's quarterbacking the 1s and the 2s every day. So, I mean, maybe I don't know if they're having Bozeman travel with him between teams, but regardless, I mean, I'm going to say it's a ridiculous thing to do, but I'm not going to put it past the coaching staff.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. We got, we covered both teams. We got coming up, and we are at an hour and 13 minutes. Okay.
We did it, guys.
We did it. All right. We're leaving. We're out of here. All right. We'll give you 2 minutes for bonus time. All right. Fire up the bonus time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. All right. Any comments? I know you guys been throwing them in there all night. Don't put them back in the chat. Any questions, comments, or whatever? Right. You're on the clock. We'll read it and then we'll get the overtime show started. If you want to continue to hang out with us, you could do that. You don't even have the banner up. You can do it right there. Patreon.com/LBHT shows where you can find us. Okay. All right. What do we have here? Emphasis says, I'm still putting my money on Carolina going 8-9, but for Baker and B's mental health, I'm rooting for him.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. I think they're going maybe sub 5 this year, but we'll see. We'll see. If you look at the schedule, it's weird because, like I said, they have a lot of good pieces on their roster, a lot of talent on the roster, a lot of young talent, but a lot of talent. Yeah. So I could see them putting it together and making a run, right, making it to the playoffs and being one of those surprise teams. But then I look at the schedule and I'm like, they can't beat more than 4 of these teams. So
there you go. And shout out to C Iron Addict coming through. Says big trust. Yes. We'll see. We'll see how big his deal is to get it done. Jerome Bigby, shout out to you. Says, who's your sleeper team this year? I'm taking the Eagles. That's a good choice. Is Miami a sleeper? They've acquired a lot of weapons. Are they considered a sleeper?
You can't be a sleeper with Tyreek and all them. Can't do it.
Look, somebody's got to be a sleeper. There's a lot of teams that have stacked up, right? So who would be considered a sleeper? Would Denver be considered a sleeper?
No. Everybody's picking Denver. Wow, that's a good question, because when you start thinking about sleeper teams, you're thinking about bad teams.
I'm going to say New Orleans.
New Orleans, yeah. I mean, I can see them. I'm not a big fan of New Orleans because of Dennis Allen. I think he's a very, very poor head coach. But if you and it depends on what you mean by sleeper. If you're talking about a team that goes to the playoffs, my answer would be different. But if you saw on LGR with Caleb and Derek talking to NFC South, I picked the Falcons. I think that they, now again, not a playoff team, but I think a lot of people have them as one of the worst teams in the league, and I think they can win 7 or 8 games.
Okay. All right. Andre Mears is cheating a little bit here. He says Dolphins or Lions. You got to pick one, sir. All right.
And it can't be the Dolphins, so your pick is the Lions.
D Weezy says the Lions. He's there with you. Okay. Mr. J.
That's bold. That's bold picking Jared Goff.
That's very bold. Okay. Mr. J6 says 11-6 for the Ravens. Okay. All right. That should be a playoff record. I'll take that. Danny wants to know, are the Bengals our new rivals in the division? They've always been our rivals, right? I mean, are you saying, is it the rival? No. I mean, is it going to surpass Ravens and Steelers? No. That would take years for that to happen, right? That's not going to happen off of one season.
It'll be the better rivalry right now, but just not in people's minds.
Right.
There'll be better games, but yeah, you're going to be more pumped up for the Steelers just because.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we got to beat them first. I mean, they smashed us last year, and they were talking a lot of trash on the pivot the other day. And listen, I'm all for the trash talking, and yes, they backed it up on the field, but you backed it up against nobody. All right. Let the starting corners come back.
I mean, Marlon Humphrey was there for one of those games.
Yeah, for one of those games. Yeah,
he's a starting corner, and he got roasted nonstop.
Yeah, he had a bad game. I don't think you're going to be doing that to Marcus Peters. I don't think you're going to be doing it to Marlon Humphrey next year.
I think they will. I mean, look, I'm not saying that they're going to throw for 1,000 yards in 2 games again, but Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd, you're not stopping them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's not something that. I mean, it's not even a thing against the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to have the best secondary in the league, but you can't stop a wide receiver core that good.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Baltimore Raven says smash that like button. Listen to Baltimore Raven. Okay, that's a smart man right there. Hit the like button. Okay, and if you're new, hit that subscribe button. All right. King 95 says Lamar finally telling G-Roll plays he wants to run. Just tells me he hasn't been listening. Is that what they're saying? Is that the new thing that he's telling G-Roll what to run? He's been telling G-Roll what to run, right? Maybe now they're telling G-Roll you might want to take his input because he's going to be here for a long time and you may not be. Let's see. Mr. J says, I think London can be a Mike Evans 1,000 yards per year wide receiver for the Falcons. Yes.
Yeah, I think so. And pairing him with Kyle Pitts. And they've got Cordero Patterson, who's a very dynamic weapon on offense. I've been hearing a lot of good things about the rookie running back Tyler. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it. Algier. So I think they're going to be good on offense. I think Mariota being healthy is going to be better than a lot of people think.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Couple more, and we are out of here. Okay. He gave you a couple more minutes on his timer. Okay.
That's long gone.
Raven Ron says Bengals wide receivers running their mouth. It was only 1 year. Teams will be better prepared this year. Yeah, and they'll be ready too. I mean, look, but that's true. That's true. Like we gotta wait and see what they do. Shout out to Anonymous says, will Coach Rule and Mr. Mayfield be gone in 2023? Yes,
I think for sure Rule will be gone. I think there is a chance that Baker stays.
There's a chance. Look, Baker. Look, we don't have faith in him, but stranger things have happened. He's still young, and it could be one of those things where, yes, new scenery. He's focused now. He's more mature, and he just puts it together, and he plays consistently because that's his issue is consistency. And
I don't even think he has to put it together, to be honest. I think he just has to play, decent enough in enough weeks, and they'll say, you know what, You've been to the playoffs. You've been a Pro Bowl, Rookie of the Year, all that stuff. We'll go with you instead of trying to find a new quarterback.
It could happen. It could happen. But I say they're both gone. I say they're both definitely gone. That's my take.
You know what, Danny? I'm not reading that, and because I know what you're doing, and I don't like it. Okay.
Okay. I'll read this one from Dandy. She says, "I'm ready for that game. Humphrey always plays better with Peters by his side because he coaches Marlon." Well, I don't think he coaches Marlon, right? I think Marlon is a good player on his own. Like, yes, he had a down year, but look, a lot of injuries everywhere, and also I just don't think Wink did a good job, to be honest. All right. Wink got a lot of credit for how the defense is played. And look, I mean, I can't take it off from him, but a lot of blitzing, I think it got too predictable after a while. And there's a lot of people not knowing their assignments. It is put everybody in a lot of tough situations. I think with the new coaching staff on defense, the new defensive coordinator, hopefully they tone down the blitzing. Hopefully they're better coached, they're better prepared, and just everybody knowing their assignments will keep people like in the right position to defend those plays a little bit better. Now you still got to face some great talent there, but Marlon Humphrey is a great talent. Marcus Peters is a great talent, and then we got Kyle Hamilton in the backfield too, along with Marcus Williams. So it's going to be interesting to see how they match up.
Yeah.
So,
okay, since you say you're really curious. Do the Panthers have a rival? I mean, not really.
Probably the Bucks.
Well, I was saying obviously, the division teams.
Yeah.
But Seattle was a rival for a little while. When they were really good and Carolina was good with Cam, they were playing every single year. That was always a big game. But it wasn't too long lived. The problem with having a rival is you both have to be good at the same time. It has to last for a while, right? Yeah. And that hasn't happened for Carolina. They've never had back-to-back winning seasons. And most of the teams in the NFC South can't sustain success either. So they haven't really had kind of the Pittsburgh and Baltimore thing where you have another good team who you're playing every year over an extended period. So, I mean, I wouldn't say not really. But, yeah.
Just a disrespectful handoff. Julio Jones is their rival. Not anymore.
I saw it.
Oh, yes, he is. He's with the Bucks now.
I didn't click it. And I didn't click it for a reason, and I don't know why you clicked it after I didn't click it. It's time to go now. Okay?
All right.
Y'all can thank Hendo for that.
It is all right. It is the end of the show, but this
is the fact. This is the fact outside of Delhomme and Newton.
Yeah, Carolina QBs are the Panthers' rival. Yeah. All right, y'all. It's the end of the show, but it's not the end of the night. We were starting the overtime show. If you want to hang out with us a little bit more, patreon.com/LBHT Show. That's how you do it for as little as $3 a month or $36 a year if you want to pay a one-time fee.
Actually, right? a little
less. Actually, a little less. Off. Yeah. There you go. Okay, a little motivation there. Get you set up. All right. But if not, thank you for hanging out with us. We will not be streaming tomorrow. Okay. But maybe you'll see us on Twitter or Instagram or wherever talking about it. Patrons, get ready. We're going to start the overtime show here soon. B, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Y'all have a good night, and we will see you next time. Peace out.